motivation, the guile to want to explore more. And if you explore, you're heavily rewarded. New enemy in Darkroot Garden, you have these fern people. Be careful of when they raise their hands up, they can grab you and choke you out. Also, it's good to come here for the blooming moss purple clump. Hang on, this guy's going to come to me. They're really not very strong. In fact, they have no defense, and so when you attack them, they always stagger. What you should get though is this blooming purple moss clump. It reduces poison and toxin and cures it. Going to be very useful for our way to Blight Town later on. That item is one item what we're here for. I'll show you that later on. Be careful when you're walking past here. There is a fern person hiding here to catch you out. There he is. Be careful with this rocket. I always miss this item. There's an item behind here. It's just some souls, and there is a shortcut. You could just jump down there if you wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. I am, however, going to show you a secret. This door here is a very peculiar door. This door leads to the higher level area of Darkroot Garden. We don't want to go in there just yet, and we can't. In order to open this door, you need the crest of Artorius, which Andre of Astora is holding for 20,000 souls. But if you come here to the side of this door and look at this wall, it's actually an invisible wall, and behind this invisible wall is a much needed bonfire. Right, time to make my way forward down this path here. A little bit of a word of a caution for this path. Down this path is a fog door. To the right of it is an item. Inside of this area here are 3 fern people. Now, when you go in and get that item, they will jump out and ambush you. The item, I don't remember what it was, but I remember it not being very good. The only problem is that once you aggro them like this, the next time you come down this path, they will always be ready to aggro you. And they will just charge you down and attack you while you're up here, which doesn't give you much space to work with. It's just annoying more than anything else, so usually I like to leave that item alone. If anyone really wants to see what that item is, I can get it, but I don't remember it being anything terribly important. So I usually just leave them alone. Now that we're in this garden here, we're going to fight a new enemy. This soldier that's lying down on the floor is a moss soldier. Up you get, buddy. It's been a long time. These soldiers are giants, and they're very good to fight now for practicing against another enemy later on in the game. You can't backstab them, they're way too big. But what you do need to be aware of is that they can cast a magic spell. This spell here. Tranquil Walk of Peace. That spell stops you from rolling. You can't roll and you can't walk fast. So it's very annoying if you get caught in that spell. So just be aware of it. Now the first thing which I want to get here is this item glowing in the distance. However, it is heavily guarded by 2 fern people and 2 soldiers. I'm going to grab it, and then I'm going to run back to the bonfire, and I'll show you what it is there. Come on. I should have kept on the grass shield for the extra stamina. Let's go. You don't really have to worry about the moss soldiers chasing you, although they can cast that spell on you from quite a distance. But the fern people will catch you up. So let me sit down, and I'll show you what this equipment is. This is my new set of equipment, my new armor, and it's going to carry me through most of the game, particularly the body piece. This is the Elite Knight armor set. Let's have a look at it. Helm of a Nameless Knight, perhaps an elite knight of Astora. Although he was loath to give up on his undead mission, he perished at the undead asylum and went hollow. Pretty much says the same thing throughout. Do you recognise this armor at all? Let's have a look. Let's put it on. Do you recognise me now? This is the armor of Oscar of Astora, the person who freed you from the undead asylum. Whenever you see Dark Souls, you always see your main character wearing this armor in the promotional videos, because this armor is effectively the basic set armor of the game. It's kind of like Link's tunic. It's so iconic for the game, and I will be using it throughout most of the game. Now, normally with my current build, because I don't have much endurance, it would be too heavy for me to use, but with Havel ring on, I am less than 36. I am 36.1 out of 81, so I'm less than 50%, which means I can equip this up the rest of the game. It's a great piece of armor, and when you upgrade it, it can become really, really good. I'm not going to use the whole of it upgraded, but I will definitely be using the body piece. However, I am going to change the helm. I'm going to keep on this, just so my girl looks more like 4. Right, let's make our way through the rest of Darkroot Garden. Like I mentioned earlier, we can't complete all of Darkroot Garden until we are of a higher level, but we are going to kind of beat the early game area first. So, the first is this area here. Now that I have the Elite Knight set, I don't need to go down there, so I can kind of avoid all these enemies. But if you stick to the path on the left, there's a small area here. On this area is a lizard. Watch out for that. Ow, he bit me. And he filled me with poison, of course. You got a partisan there. Again, another weapon which I'm not going to be using for this. Ah, what the hell? Sorry about that, I didn't hear him aggro me. Okay, let's carry on. So, partisan is another weapon which I'm not going to use, but it might be useful to you, so there you have it there. Sticking to the left path. There's some enemies in the middle, but as long as they won't come at you at all. Watch out for this tree here. Again, there is another lizard. Let's take him out. Ah, I forgot to do something. Ah, great. Okay, continuing onwards. What I came back to the bonfire was just to make myself human. Now, we're going to fight a boss now, but I don't really need to make myself human. It's actually quite an easy boss. But there's someone that I want to summon and show you. First, let's take out this guy here. Ah! Getting too cocky. Let's go. Oh, you're gonna do that? Okay. Now you're dead. Right. If you're human and you come to these bushes here, you can summon the witch Beatrice. Where is she? There she is. There you go. Beatrice is a character which doesn't have a lot of development. She's on her own quest, she's about her own business, she's doing her own thing like any independent woman should do. What was that? Oh, looks like one of my messages got uprated. Good. So Beatrice, she's on her own mission, but she will help you fight this boss if you so need it. She's a sorcerer, which means she's perfect for casting spells from a long distance. And she's going to be helpful for a boss later on in the game. Anyway. Can I show you the boss? There it is. That is the Moonlight Butterfly. You don't have to fight him, he's completely optional, but he's worth doing so for a certain reason.